And that's what it's all about. You know, my number one thing is running to the ball, guys. And I know that I've been laxed about it through the spring. You know, those of you who've been around me, you know, Taylor's, Cole, you know, in a season, Corey, in a season atmosphere, you guys probably know that's my number one pet peeve, is not getting to the ball. And for those of you who are new, you will soon learn that, because it's super, super, super important. Yes, your alignment is important. Yes, your assignment is important, right? Yes, the technique you use is important, right? But hustling and effort getting to the ball is just as important as those three things, okay? So we're gonna get started. Oh, Kai, another ankle man. All right, let me get my screen shared. And we'll get going. That's what I need to put over there. Screw it. All right, here we go. First play, we got Buzz. All right. Better job of understanding. AJ just got in. Good job of understanding what we want. Okay, we get a good formation, we're good. Okay, remember the formation rules are exactly the same. Okay, Falcon, you're opposite of the safety drop in, just like you would be in Sky. All that's changing, right? And we talked about it yesterday, is we're going to go from an LCD alignment to an outside alignment. Okay, at worst, head up. Okay, and then the safety will be dropping inside to take the hook. You will be dropping outside to take take the flats. Okay, so we're good here. Oops, there we go. Now, here's the thing to remember. Okay, Thomas, and I don't know, maybe you weren't here, but remember, backers, safeties, nickels. Anytime you are the flat or hook defender, okay, especially the flat defender, you have got to run with the wheel, okay? So here, Thomas, right, when he turns to go, that's got to be a sense of urgency, and you got to be trailing with him right up the sideline. Does that make sense?
Yes, Coach.
All right. And then Gary, right, having big vision corners, this is hard to do, right? But again, going into a weekly scenario, we'll know if a team likes to run this combination, right? Now, Gary's doing a decent job here of squeezing, right? He sees the vertical, the number one getting vertical, he's squeezing. But if you can have bigger vision, right, and our eyes are on number two, and we pick this up, you know, technically that's still a vertical route in my zone. Now, should the backer be running with it? Yes. Okay, but technically, corner, right, your eyes should be on number two. And once you see that wheel, you can kind of straighten up, because that post is going to run into who?
Safety.
He should run into the free safety, right? So, Mr. Spandex, probably a little deep on your drop right here, right? There's really nothing vertical just yet. Right, and you're not even in the frame. Does that make sense? If Diego's at work, never mind. But free safeties, do you see this? See how Diego is out of the picture right now, right? He's way too deep, and they're what? Nobody's more than 7 yards deep in the route combination. Okay, so slow it down. So corners, again, bigger vision, eyes on two, backer, run with the wheel. Coaches, anything you want to add to that?
Nope. Good.
All right.
Just be giving up the flats to the back is the only deal.
And it
if
is.
we run with the wheel.
Right. But right now.
So hook back and make sure you're ready to match that. You know, once the flow's going that way, you have no, pretty much Isaac here, you'll probably be the one who would pull the trigger sooner on the back because you got no threats.
Right. So we still got two guys. We still got the safety who's got the hook, and we got the Mike backer in the hook. Okay. But rather give up 6 or 7 yards on and remember, if he catches the ball, he's still 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So even if we don't get to him till 3 or 4 yards, that's better than giving up a home run. Now, second part. I got 3 guys chasing the ball. I got 4 guys just kind of looking, right? That's not good enough. That's not good enough right there. There's a picture of it. Get to the ball. All right, here we go. Too hard. Okay, we get 2 by 2. We're good. Alignment's good. Good job by Corey being physical, creating the contact, seeing that he's got a flat threat coming, funneling him inside. Okay, good to go. Corey, you can hang. You can see the quarterback's not looking, right? Now, I'm not saying drop, okay, but I'm saying hang. Quarterback's not looking at the back. You can keep hands on number 1 a little bit longer, in my opinion. Now, when the bullets are flying and game's going, that's hard. You know I got flats, right? But this guy's shoulders and eyes are telling me he's not throwing here right now. Can he come back to him? Of course. Okay. But we could be a little bit more physical here. Okay. Gary does a good job of, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say, Falcon, make sure we stay under 2. All right. We've talked about this a lot. We don't need to be pushing out to the flats after our reroute. You need to stay in that window under 2 because that's our curl.
Exactly.
Right, this is something we've talked about a lot too. So Falcons, I expect us not to make this mistake.
And it comes up a couple of times for Jalen. Okay. And one thing, and we'll see it and I'll address it later in a couple other clips. Now up top, Gary does a decent job. He gets threatened outside. What can we not allow in cover 2? So what does he do? He forces him out of bounds. Good. Now, does that give up his flat? Hell yes, it does. Okay, but what does it also do? It eliminates the hole shot. Okay, it eliminates the hole shot and the stress on this guy. Okay, now, do we want him to release outside? Hell no, we don't. But if he does and we slip and we don't get it, corners, this is exactly how you play it. Get his ass out of bounds. He's dead. Safeties, maybe a little more patience in our pedal, right? As I look at this, what's pushing you back that far? What route combination, Luke, is pushing you to be 5, 10, 15, 20 yards deep? I don't see one, okay? Now, on the bottom, okay, who's that, Jared? Probably I see number 1 getting a little bit more vertical than the other side, okay? So control your pedal, right? You guys work that. Controlled pedal based on your threats. Corey, I'll just ask a question. Is this a good enough pursuit to the ball? All right. You don't have to answer me.
No.
I think you know the answer. Okay. Here we go. Nickel, 2 man. Now, we've got to start, and for the life of me, I don't understand how we don't recognize when we're going to get mesh. Almost all the time. They run mesh a ton. Okay. Now, we've got to be better at playing the mesh. Now, this is where Gary gets clipped in the ribs. This is this is his job. His job, the receiver's job, is to take you off of your guy. Okay. In my eyes, this is not taking a shot on us as a defender. It's a receiver doing his job. Our job, okay, now we've got to make a decision right here. Okay. If I'm going to play over the top, I got to get my butt over the top. Or am I going to try to knife underneath and stay on that shoulder? Either way, if I'm the cover guy, this is danger, 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 and I got to make a decision and go with it. Okay. Now, how can Corey help on this route without knowing that he's helping? Right now, flatten out your release, right? Flatten this guy out, right? Understand what concept mesh is. It's a man beater. It's a pick route, okay? If we, on those under routes, get more physical with the receivers and stop letting them run freely, we'll be able to negate this, okay? So if Corey flattens out his receiver, now the receivers bump each other and the play is dead. Do you guys understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
But we've got to be more physical with the under routes.
Good job identifying that, Bateman, and finding work.
Good. And I can think of about 4 times we're going to see mesh, at least 4 times we're going to see mesh right now. It's a staple for our offense. We've got to start recognizing it. Okay, here we go with smoke. Okay, Jalen. Okay, remember there's an end that's going to be playing the hole. You're out here. Get under 1. You're a flat guy.
Not in trips, coach. He'll be in the box.
Oh, I'm thinking that's a receiver. I'm an idiot. Yes, correct. My bad. The end would be out under 1. There we go. Why did I think that was a receiver when I first looked at it? Probably because it was 3:30 in the morning.
My fat ass wasn't out there to get under 1 either. So.
So we're good. Negate that note, Jalen. Here, I'll tell you what I'll do. Boop. There we go. Jared, thank you. Okay. You guys watch the safety drop right here. Okay. He does a really good job of holding on 3. Okay. He sees that the ball's not coming. Now we can work under 2. Now, the only negative would be hit his ass, Jared. Reroute him. Really make sure he can't be an option. Does that make sense? I know he's in here. Oh, he makes
Yeah.
right. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but that's a better job of holding space. Now, what's not good right here? God damn it.
Pursuit.
Right? Jared, Luke. Who else? If you want to clap, come stand over here right next to me. If you want to play football, then play football. You guys understand me? All right, here we go. Next play. Sky. God bless it. Leon, come on. This is too easy. We got to get better at this. This is way too easy. Now, is your answer to me is, Coach, I knew I had to get there and I run a 4.4 and I can get back to the middle of the field? Probably not, right? If I'm wrong, tell me, right? I've seen Tyrann Mathieu do this, but he's a hell of a lot better player than we are. Okay. Our rule, once we get that motion, get your butt out of there. Okay. Diego does a good job. Okay. And I heard him. I heard this play. Okay. But we've got to be better at recognizing stuff.
Inside backers for us too. If we start back to the top, yeah, we're going to be two hook players to the left. But now as it motions out, our Mike backer, Tyler here, you need to open up to where our Falcon is, where Ethan is up top. So we kind of open more towards the middle or towards the bottom. You need to push to your number 2 up top as Ethan's going through 2 under 1. So just know that in trips, I'm always dropping to the trips as a Mike backer. And if they motion back to doubles, I'm dropping to my Falcon now. All right, Bison will drop with the safety.
And this is one thing, and this is just 7-on-7, guys. But, and I've heard Coach Weed talk to you guys about it. Our depth are just kind of unrealistic drops. We're just a little too deep on our drops. And then you know what's going to happen. You're going to drop shallow, and then I'm going to say drop deeper, right? There's a happy medium in there. All right, here we go. Another buzz versus trips. Good job. Okay. Right here, Taylor, watch what happens when you vacate to the back. Right? So if he
I got Madison back.
If he throws this, he's 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Now we rally up. But as soon as you vacate, that's what he's waiting on. He's waiting on you to bite and take that. Once you left, he goes right there. Just have a little bit better of awareness in my zone. All right, here we go, Black Ops. Probably mesh coming if I was a betting man. Nope, not this time. Good. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Now, I would like us as safeties, okay, to be tighter in the box. I'm not telling you to be pressed. Right? He's off the line of scrimmage, number 1. Okay. But safeties, I'd like us to get to the point where we're playing man, okay, from about, 4 to 5 yards, okay, instead of sometimes we're back here at 7, 8 yards, okay? Why do I want that? It's hard as hell when you give this guy this much spring, when you give him that much room. Then when you go right here, and we got to be careful about working over the top all the time, okay? So if you're tighter, you can knife your way through here, and then we don't allow this space, and we're not that far behind. Does that make sense? Now, I know there's times we have to work over the top, okay? Just as I look at this, if we're tighter in our alignment to play man, right? If we're tighter in our alignment, we could probably get underneath this and make the quarterback go somewhere else. Or if he does do that, I should be right on his shoulder and have a potential for an interception. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Now, I know you guys were in Black Ops, but all I'm asking for is just 2 or 3 steps in a sprint, right? I'm not asking you to get 30 yards downfield, okay? But I am asking you to be alert. Let's get used to getting out and getting towards the ball, okay? This is not good, and I talked to Luke about it, okay? We can't just stand and watch plays happen on the field. We go whack them. Remember, when we have a blitz called, motion will not pull us out of it. Now, when we're in the box, okay, like this, we need to creep. We need to be on the line of scrimmage at the snap. Okay? We're too deep. We're coming from too deep. That's better. Okay. Now, is that we're not going to be perfect every time. It's a timing thing. I get that too. But you'll see a couple of clips where we're just coming, we're too deep and it's a waste. So right here, this is where we're short, right? This is where we're short, okay? So the end would be in the hole here because you're out of the box, okay? So you're working 2 to 1. The end would be working number 3. Now, I know that's hard to see because you don't have the end right now, but that's what it would look like, okay? Free safeties, right? Got to see the vertical route going. Okay, this right here, right? Where's all the action? Free safety, all the action's over here. Our eyes should be looking here. There's nothing here for us to worry about except for a post late. Okay, see what's happening. Now, luckily, right? Luckily, we have Jamari who can run, right? But Jamari, even with speed, you've got to get your ass out of there. Okay, and the free safety should be over the top too. Here we go, hard. Got to see it. We've got to get moving, right? We're moving, right? But I don't know that we're talking, okay? I don't know that we're talking, right? And you're moving, but get your butt down here. Let's go. Unhitch the wagon. Let's go. Because if this is fly, now you're run support. I don't know why the quarterback decides to throw this ball, but thank you. This is a really good job of range by Diego, getting over, flipping the hips. And we end up with a turnover. Good. We'll take it. We'll take that all day, every day. Here we go, Sky. Here it is right here. Isaac, right? Understanding I'm a flat guy. Great job rerouting, right? But what's your job? You got to get underneath 1. Now, am I asking you to be back here? No, but you should be sitting somewhere out here, right? So this throw is hard to make. Does that make sense?
Yes, coach.
And Dawson, we need to be under 2, not 5 yards over the top of him.
Yes, coach. I was just saying that too. Yeah.
Just stay patient, right? As the coach brought it up earlier, a lot of our drops in 7-on-7, and I get that. We know it's pass every time, so we're trying to get depth. But backers, we do a better job of playing with width and taking away windows underneath rather than trying to get too deep and run with guys. That's why we have DBs over the top. So stay patient in your zone drops. Everything we do, except if I'm a guy who's got to push out to number 1 like Isaac, now he's got to get on his horse. But like Coach said, he's not going to get too much depth. He's working to get width, push under 1, so that ball has to get some air on it, and that gives a corner time to play over the top. So these next, whatever we got, 6 or 5 practices left when we do our 7-on-7, really be patient in our drops. Don't work to get depth. Coach says, we should never get over. It should be 12 yards max, maybe 14, depending on what coverage it is. Cover 2, if you're a deep middle guy, yeah, you're going to get a little bit deeper. But cover 3, we should cap it at about 12 yards tops.
A little bit more. Give us a little bit more. Give us anything at all. Okay. Now, backside corners. It takes discipline to get yourself in the habit of getting to the ball. Okay. But it's a standard that we have to create. Smoke. Right? So Leon right here, right? You don't have to chase number 3. If he's this flat, right? Remember, there's a defensive end that'll be in here somewhere, okay? If he's that flat, okay, now you can work to get under 2 right now.
Get your eyes there too, Leon.
Bison, this is good job matching 3. Again, this is trip, so Bison will be in the box and will be outside on the flats, but good
Yeah,
job of keeping leverage on 3. Because you guys got to realize that, yeah, we're away from 3, and if you need to scoot a little bit so you can get under him, that's fine, but he's coming to us here, so it kind of works in our favor. But we saw that, and we'll go over it tomorrow in film from Mondays. There was one play we were 2 steps behind that. He just number 3 ran 4 or 5 steps vertical upfield and stopped. That's when we have to get width and push to 3. So he's not always going to be coming to us. So be ready to cheat your alignment just a little bit to get under 3.
Here's the deal. Whoever the hole player is, this is what you want to see. You want to see him coming at me, right? Because that's my opportunity to either come up with a turnover or separate man from ball. Here you go, black hole. Oh, mesh. Okay, so same look. Okay, same look. Okay, Isaac, if you flatten that receiver on that release right here, get your hands on him, you create a situation where now they either collide or now he has to bump over the top or something happens. But when we allow them to just freely run, now we're gone. Now, this is what they want. They want him running free underneath. So Corey, right? Too much space. Okay. So you either need to hug this or you need to be right on his top side shoulder running with him. There's going to be collision there. Okay. Now, whether we create that collision or they create that collision depends on, that's what the success of them offensively, that's what they want. They want to create the collision. If we force the issue, right, this play becomes null and void even in man for them. Does that make sense? But that's just too much space.
Yes, coach.
Ops. Oh shit, this is the marathon play. Okay, here we go. Right? We're running straight down. What's going to be sitting right here?
D lineman.
Right? So we're probably a little deep at backer for man coverage. Okay, if you can adjust. Okay, just be wary that if you run underneath the backers, you're going to run the risk of losing and getting caught in traffic. Okay?
Yes, coach.
Good. Buzz. Come on, Jalen.
Get under 1.
That should be you right there. Width, width, width. Now, in your mind, you're thinking, I got to reroute 2. I got to reroute 2, right? Right now, what's he telling me?
He's going in,
Get out here.
so I got to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's going to be inside of him?
The
Mike-
Bison. The
Mike Backers, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
if he's getting a vertical release, yeah, you definitely want to get a piece of him. But more importantly, we have a backer who's pushing under him right now. Now you can get out to 1 and hopefully get pick 6 here.
Yeah. Something.
You go hole. Now, not really bunch, but they're close. Okay. So Corey, I take just a step back. Okay. Just in case. I know that you're on number 3. Okay. And maybe it's the camera angle, but just make sure you're not in a position to get picked. Okay. Now, this is what I'm talking about. I see that they're close, but we're freaking 7 yards, almost 8 yards deep. Okay. Luckily, he comes to me. Same thing right here, right, Corey? Flatten his ass out. Don't let him run. If you flatten him right now, right? They're trying to create this. Okay? If we flatten and bring this, we can get them to run into each other. Okay? Corner. Okay? We can play catch, but we could be a little tighter. We could be a little tighter, but once we see that, we got to get going. We got to get on the horse.
If the mesh route you guys get into that, you better be attacking that wide receiver at full speed. I know this is our teammate right now, and so we're not looking, but this impact zone that would be there as you cross his face, Jamari, you need to be ripping through because he's going to accidentally run into you. So you need to accidentally pop him as you go by. You're ripping through that thing as much as you can.
Now,
Jalen, make sure we are staying on our back. I know you're coming off to help a little bit, but that can get us in trouble. So
now,
account
number
for your
two,
guy.
that can't happen. Okay, he catches the ball.
Finish
Finish the freaking play. Not bad right here.
Make sure you look to the flat first as you roll down. That's your primary. Nothing shows, then you can look back like you did. Just don't do it too early. Need more there, Jamari. Got to get hands on.
Right, this is hard, not carry. Okay, now if you're going to play it off at that, that's fine. But like Coach Pateros just said, we need the contact, right? That's still a vertical release in my eyes.
Yep. Protect your
Jalen.
safeties, corners. You always got to protect your safeties.
Yeah, we talked about this before because you joined the meeting because you're at work. But anytime we're playing cover two, we have to stay under two. You get a great reroute here, but after your reroute, you start pushing towards the flats, and now your new number two coming in, you're giving up leverage. So make sure that we don't get too far out. We got to push it and stay in our curl. You get,
Play coach,
in this situation, number 1 and 2 are going out. I get that. And I Mike Backer, but if you watch the play 3 or 4, you get way outside of the numbers, and number 2 slips right there on the hash. So that's what we want to try to limit. Anytime we're rerouting 2, you're going to settle in your curl. We're not going to go out to the flats. We have a corner out there and a safety over the top.
coach. In
Yeah.
cover two, I thought I do have the flats because in doubles the safety rocks down to the other side.
No.
Cover 2,
No.
there's no such thing as a backer playing flats. I mean, the only time we would do is in trips, we check out of cover 2 and play cover 3, but it's a corners and flats all day, especially in doubles.
Because it's balanced for them,
Okay.
Jalen. When we see balance, Jalen, safeties will stay high.
Jan, there's never going to be a scenario where you'll go into the flats and cover 2. Because if you are, then we're checking Sky. And if we check Sky, there'll be a safety outside of you playing in the flats. So
Now, technically here, Gary is carrying way too far. Okay? Way too far. Now, part of that is because he sees Jalen is mangling whoever that is, right? But Jalen shouldn't be there. So corner up top, that speed out that they're running right there, you should be sitting right there on it. Backside corners. This is not good enough.
Nope. Get to the ball.
Here we go, Sky.
Gotta remember, everything you guys put on film to the end of the film is what you guys should be concerned with. If your effort's shit, your film is shit.
Safeties, we are horrible right now. Get going. Who should be making this play right here?
Safety.
I'll give you a hint. It shouldn't be the freaking backer.
Safety. The safety, strong safety should be rolling down.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Oh,
You
I
guys
mean,
just
you
have
asked.
to recognize more.
My bad.
You guys just have to recognize shit. That's the problem. You guys are getting tunnel vision when you're on the field. You see it, you guys start yelling, and it's got to be a full speed sprint to adjust. You guys can't be so relaxed out there. You got to be ready for all the variables. Offense can do anything they want. We have to adjust to it.
Jalen, I will say one thing. Great tracking here.
Yep.
Inside out, lead leverage foot.
Thank you, coach. It's easier, like the drill helps a lot.
Stop.
Well,
Hey,
like we talk about, and DBs, you guys, everyone should do the same. The 7-on-7 reps are the most realistic reps of taking angles to the football. So like when coach is saying, run to the football, that's your opportunity to get a realistic rep of like what leverage and what angles are like in a real game scenario. You know, so just because you're not around the ball or you're 10 yards away from the ball doesn't mean you give up. Practice running to the football and taking a good angle. And then when we get out there and actually have live periods, it'll just become second nature.
Cole, this is a really good example of the kind of over exaggerated drop. Yes, I got to get underneath one. Okay. But again, probably a little too deep.
You can still get under one with width, not depth.
Yeah.
And that way you'll have even more leverage on the back when they check down.
Okay, here's another example. Flatten that guy out. We make them bang. This combination's dead. Okay. Gotta be more physical in those under routes.
Yep, we got to rip through contact. Got to force contact. They're not going to call a penalty, guys, if the ball's not in the air. So take advantage of that.
Okay. While this is carry, okay. Yes, it's carry. We still have to be alert that we have the flats. I guarantee you, Jamari has no idea there's something working out towards the flats.
We should have seen it early. Because as he's getting hands on, his eyes should be in there now.
Just be
Don't
aware.
get tunnel vision, guys. Don't get tunnel vision.
It's a much better job here of our Falcon staying under 2, even though he gets a little bit outside on that last play.
Luke, on that reroute's good, but you got to at least identify the outside receiver. Where do you have to go if you have to go anywhere?
Good job on the reroute. Now just settle. Good. All right. So not a bad day, right? Is there obviously stuff to fix? Yes. Okay. The number one thing is just effort chasing the ball. And again, I'm not asking you to run 40 yards. I'm asking you to take off at a proper angle with a sense of urgency. Okay. Do you guys understand what that means? Okay. All right. Buzz is available to you guys in Just Play, and so is, you should have gotten an alert. Cloud is also available to you. Where is it? share. Exit. No, that's not what I want. I want this. Exit. Exit. There we go. All right. So cloud. Hopefully I'm not talking Japanese to you guys again, but the first thing I'm going to tell you is it's cover 3. Okay. Now, mechanically, it's a little bit different because it's a lot of places will call it a 3 roll or whatever. It's called a bunch of different things. Bottom line, corner, you're the flat player. Okay. You're the flat player. Okay. So now safety, you're playing the deep outside third instead of rolling into the box. Okay. Backside safety's got deep middle. Backside corner's got the other third, the other outside third. Okay. Alignment rules are almost all the same. Okay. Still got a Robbie and Linda call. Now, here's the difference. Okay. So if you're the Falcon and we're in cloud and you hear Robbie and you think cover 3, I'm supposed to be away from the Robbie call, right? That's what your thought process is. But it's cloud. Okay. Who's making the Robbie call?
Corner.
Corner's making the Robbie call. Okay. So this look versus spread, you would be on the same side as the Robbie call. You see that? A little bit different. And again, we'll go over it on the field as well. Okay. So now corner has the flats. You've got the close. I need to switch those close hook, open hook, flats. It's still, excuse me, 3 deep, 4 underneath. Okay. Got spread. Here's doubles. Okay, Linda. Okay. You can go opposite. It really doesn't matter. Okay. But if we need to keep it consistent, okay, we can keep the rules the same, go opposite. The reason why you can go opposite here is because it's balanced, right? Reason why not here, because you're technically the field backer.
So we're not going to follow with the tight end alignments in cloud for the stack C with the Falcon. You want the Falcon to the field always?
I've thought about it, but then again, then I was trying to keep it as consistent as possible. But then if we do that, then we're not putting strength on strength, technically. So, I mean, what's your thoughts on it?
Well, it's just very similar to our cover 2 as before. We kind of
Right.
the Bison never really plays a stack C. I know he could, but we're more familiar with Apex with the Bison, and then the Falcon's more familiar with the
With the
Apex
stack C.
and stack C. So this alignment here, if the Bison was Apex and the Falcon's stack C, they'd be the same rules as cover 2.
And that was
So
my
that's the only
thought.
reason why I would say is just so that they don't have to think too much as far as I want stack C and sky and black.
Right.
Stack
That's
C
true.
really in cover 2, and then in cloud that would be the one we don't. I think it would probably be easier if we just stick to the
Stick to the
keeping
stack.
unless you want the Falcon in space, and that could also be a game plan situation where
It
if
could
you
be.
did want.
It could be.
Um,
Let's see if we have issue with it, and then if we need to change it,
Okay.
we can. All right, there it is against doubles.
And regardless, whether it's the Bison or the Falcon guys, you guys should understand the concepts as far as right. Robbie Linda now is telling me that corner is playing flat. So even if the Bison is away from the tight end situation, we should be able to play either or, guys. So try to stick to the alignments that coach is putting in. And if for some reason we get aligned wrong, as long as the Bison and Falcon are opposite of each other and you understand what you're doing, if you're away from the Robbie Linda call as a Bison or a Falcon, that means you're a flat guy, which is the same rules as Sky. So just understand the concept and we'll be fine.
Right. Because remember, guys, at the end of the day, it's cover 3. Okay. Here it is against Trey. Okay, be alert. Trey, we can always go with an off call. That would put you Apex, the tight end, and the number 2. Okay, that would be our change up. Okay, that would be our change up to it. Okay, so don't worry about it. We can start with the stack C alignment. We talked about that yesterday on the field, even in Buzz. Okay, if we want to adjust, we can go off. That would put you out here. Excuse me, that would put you out in the apex, move the N to a head up. He would lunge and slam the C. So we're good to go there.
Okay.
All right. And then there it is versus trips. And we can play with your alignment between LCD and apex, just kind of depending on what we want to do. Okay. But we
The
can
Falcons really, it's the same technique as Sky. It's through 3 under 2. So nothing really will be different there for us in Cloud. Just know that the corner's playing flats now instead of the safety.
And then a lot of times we'll check Cloud, let this go in one ear, out the other. This will be later. A lot of times we'll check Cloud versus trips, especially if we get a team that likes to run a lot of fast screen or a lot of bubbles. Okay. Which if we were playing our offense, we would probably check Cloud versus trips to them a lot, especially early downs. But again, let that go in one ear and out the other. All right. Any questions on that?
Hey, coach, what's the hand sign for Cloud?
I'll point to the sky. Clouds. And everybody always asks, why don't you make that sky? Right? I don't know. It's just the way it was. Okay. So Cloud is fingers to the sky. Any questions on that?
Buzz. What's your
Buzz.
sign for Buzz?
The saw and wood.
And then we are saying the same thing on the field, right? Cloud, 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 buzz, buzz, buzz.
Yeah, there's no
Similar
need
to
for,
skies, right? Okay.
those are the buzzwords. Sky, buzz, cloud. Okay, and again, we'll have an alignment assignment period like we had yesterday, talk about cloud for tomorrow. All right, coaches, you guys got anything you want to add?
Make sure you're at study hall if you need to and be here for the workout.
Perfect. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow.